Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're finally doing our review of our KO Technologies controller. I love this controller so far, but we're going to talk about it. Sorry this video took so long. I wanted to get some time on the bike, riding the controller and seeing the app and seeing all the settings and everything that you can do with it before I actually talked about it and give my opinion on it. But the wait is over, so let's get into this. So if you guys don't know anything about KO Technologies, they make super badass controllers for the Sur-ron, the Talaria, the Segway, and they also make super crazy powerful motors for the Talaria, Sur-ron, and Segway. The Talaria motor actually isn't available yet, but the Sur-ron and Segway one is. Talaria one we will be getting, but we don't have our hands on it yet. It's not available. But today we're going to talk about the controller. This is a super powerful controller down here. First, I want to say that I am super pleased with how it aesthetically looks. I've been very pleased with KO's communication. I didn't even reach out to them after I got the controller. One of their general managers contacted me and made sure I had the controller set up right, asked me if I had any questions, sent me a whole bunch of info. So A+ on that. That's a huge step, especially for people that aren't as tech savvy or haven't really done this kind of thing before, like putting a whole new controller on a bike. That would be super helpful, even though it is a pretty easy task because it's just plug in and play. Awesome customer service makes a huge difference, and I know everyone that buys this controller will appreciate that. Another thing that I really appreciate, if you guys have never installed a controller on a bike, you should really appreciate this, that it is completely plug in and play. It fits right on the stock brackets. I don't have to worry about making my own brackets, buying a second bracket, and then I don't have to worry about not having any of my controls either, like my horn or my lights, because it just plugs straight into the bike, straight into the harness. So I have all those sensors, I have my horn, I have my lights, and it works seamless. It's awesome. I used to have a Nuclear 24F controller on my Sur-ron, and that controller, it didn't come with a bracket, so I had to make my own bracket. And then that controller only hooked up to my motor and to the display screen. So I didn't have any sensors, I didn't have any horn, I didn't have any lights. It was super customizable, but it was literally just the display, the controller, and the motor, and that's all I had. The fact that this controller has all the features of the regular bike. But now we can get into the specs of the controller. So the KO controller, it has a voltage range of 40 volts to 100 volts, which is a wide variety of batteries that you can plug into it, which is awesome. You can run 60, 72, you could run a 90, you could run the Storm B battery off of this. So it's a huge range, 40 to 100 volts. The max amps that you can pull out of this controller is 370 amps. You can also pull up to 800 phase amps. Phase amps being basically your torque on the bike. When I had my Nuclear 24F controller, I only had it up at about 380 phase amps. So 800 is insane. The maximum kilowatts that you can pull out of this is 35 kilowatts or 35,000 watts. And that is echoed with their motors that they make for these things. The motors are capable of 35 kilowatts. Now that is insanely strong. To put that into perspective, like I said, 35 kilowatt controller and motor. The bike, when it comes stock, runs at 6 kilowatts. If you had a big enough battery, you could run almost 6 times the power of the stock bike. Not saying that's a smart idea, which it's not, and I don't think I'm ever going to do that, but super powerful controller and motor that they make for these things. So moving on, as far as settings go, initially setting up the bike, you're going to download software off of KO's website, and you're going to plug in a USB that they give you when you get the controller. You're going to upload into your bike either a 60 volt tune or a 72 volt tune, which then you can completely customize on your phone or on your computer. So that in itself is a really slick setup. The only issue I had with that, it took us about 15 minutes to get the USB from the computer to connect to the controller, but it's not bad. It's actually a lot easier connecting to the bike via your phone. KO also has an app, and that's how I usually adjust my settings and stuff. So as far as connecting your phone to your bike, it is all Bluetooth. So what we're going to do is turn on the bike. It makes a cute little beeping sound now when it turns on, which is kind of funny. And it's going to say connect Bluetooth device. We're going to click confirm. Then we're going to select our device. Boom, we can go back. We're connected. It's going to show us that the bike and the phone are communicating. System is okay. Let's hit start on here. We can turn the throttle. It'll give me live data of what the controller is doing. So this is your main screen as far as the app goes. Like I said, you can also edit your tune on the computer if you want to do that. So we can go down here, we're on our little speedometer and just basic stats here, motor temperature, line current. We can go over here, and here is all of our pre-made settings. So this is our tune that we're running right now. This is KO's tune. We have our motor specifications. We can close that up. Power settings, 100 amps, throttle calibration, whole bunch of different settings, and we can tune it to however we want. And after we're done with that, we can just go ahead and save it. We also have, if we go to this guy, this is our ride on a graph, which is pretty neat. So we can click start. It's gonna ruin my grass. We can show our speed, our voltage that we're using. So you can get a whole bunch of information from the bike on your phone. So have I had any problems with the controller? Just one, and that was the battery overheating. I am running a stock battery. I have had a little bit of overheating with the stock battery, which I expected because KO let me know that the batteries tend to overheat, which I experienced during the race that we did. But once I figured out that it was overheating, I lowered the amperage on it and it was completely fine on my phone. So that was an easy fix. But the batteries, apparently the stock batteries tend to overheat at different amperages, but I lowered the amperage overall down to 100 instead of 150. And I haven't had any problems with it overheating at all. We are going to be getting a EBMX 72 volt system, 57 amp hour battery. Monster power, as Bruno says. Cannot wait to get this guy. Hopefully that big ass battery will be able to get me through my hair scrambles that I ride in just one charge. Overall, KO motor controller, it's beautiful, plugs in and plays, awesome support, easy to customize, and it's super powerful. I can't wait to get my hands on the motor. I will make a video on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll put a link down in the description to the controller and the motor if you guys want to check it out. Be sure to check out my other races, and be sure to stay tuned when we're going to turn this guy into a 72 volt system, 57 amp hour batteries from EBMX. It's going to be freaking awesome. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.